Right then, so the undercard for Alexander Usyk versus Tyson Fury 2 has officially been announced. And there are mixed opinions on this one. I've got my own, which we're going to go through in this video today while we are looking at the card. But yeah, what I will say first is that we've got some all right fights on the card, but it's the worst Riyadh season card ever that we've got so far, and that we probably will get. And the main events basically just saved the whole thing. Yeah, I just look. We're gonna go through it all now. So obviously, fights we got on the card. We got Isaac Lowe versus Lee McGregor. Dennis McCann versus Peter McGrail, Johnny Fisher versus Dave Allen, Moses Atuma versus Dempsey McKean, and Sari Boashek versus Israel Madrimov. Yeah, I think, look, we'll start bottom to top. Starting with Isaac Lowe versus Lee McGregor. I think it's a good competitive fight, but it should not be on this card. Isaac Lowe's only getting these big opportunities because he's mates with Tyson Fury. This shouldn't be on the card. I mean, put it on like a Wasserman main event or something on Channel 4. Or Channel 5, whatever they bloody do it on. But yeah, I mean, this should not be on this card at all. When you've got fights like this above it, it just takes up a spot on the card where you can have someone like Joseph Parker on the card, someone like Virgil Ortiz possibly on the card, someone like Caballero or Bacoli on the card, even Zhang. It just takes up a spot. Isaac Lowe versus Lee McGregor. Yeah, it's a good competitive fight, but it's no one wants it on this card. A Saudi Arabia card is meant to be a massive card where you've got the biggest names possible on the card. Isaac Lowe, Lee McGregor isn't it. It's a good fight in my opinion. It's one I'd watch on a Wasserman main event 100%. It's an intriguing fight, but it should not be on this card. It just takes up a space in my opinion. It really does. Isaac Lowe versus Lee McGregor. Good fight, but it should not be on this card at all. It's just Isaac Lowe just being handed out these opportunities just because he's mates with Tyson Fury. Isaac Lowe has not earned this chance to be on this card. And obviously, I mean, Lee McGregor, I don't really think should be on the card either, to be fair. Don't think either have done enough to earn the Saudi money. That's just my opinion. Okay, anyway, next up we get Dennis McCann versus Peter McGrail. Yeah, let's be real. It's an alright fight, but I mean, I think it's one that Dennis McCann should win. It is. I mean, Peter McGrail's lost recently in an upset loss, and yeah, I think Dennis McCann should win. I was firstly thinking it could be 50-50, but it might be a bit of a mismatch. It's not going to be easy for Dennis McCann, but it's one that he should probably obviously win against Peter McGrail. I think, again, it's an all right fight. There could have been other options for Dennis McCann. I think Dennis McCann's definitely a good name to have on the card. But yeah, overall, this one, I mean, just put it main event of a York also. I don't know. I'm glad that Dennis McCann is on this card, to be fair. I don't have a problem with that at all. I think he's earning his opportunities. He's building up his name well. So I think Dennis McCann deserves a place on the card. Don't really have an issue with that whatsoever. But again, though, I don't know. Anyway, then you get Johnny Fisher versus Dave Allen. What is this fight doing on this card? Why is it there? I don't understand. Why is it on this card? It's literally main event at the Copper Box at best. This should not be a Saudi Arabia on a Saudi card. What's it even doing here? What is it doing? I mean, I like Dave Allen, but what's he doing on a Saudi Arabia show? What's he doing? I think Dave Allen's a great guy, but how has he somehow got himself on this card? It's a disgrace to the fans, some of these fights. Honestly, what is the point? Why is this fight on this card? It's just Dave Allen's going to get battered, in my opinion. Again, I like Dave Allen, but he should not be on this card. Johnny Fisher hasn't proven himself enough overall as a prospect to be on this card. Like, I think I think Johnny Fisher's a massive hype train as well. But I mean, what's Dave Allen doing on this card? This fight in general, it's just like, it is probably a step down from Babbitt for Johnny Fisher, in my opinion, Dave Allen. Yeah, I don't like this fight at all. I don't like this fight at all. Shouldn't be on this card. Put it in main event as a copper box. But it's just an all right British heavyweight class, really. That, yeah, you can just put on the main event at the copper box. Why is it on a massive card like this? It just takes up a big space for other possible heavyweights. Joke fight. Moses Atalma versus Dempsey McKean is next. Yeah, I mean, why is it the second biggest undercard fight on the? It's the third biggest whole fight on the whole card. Why? It just shows how much of a shambles the whole card is. And it shouldn't be the third biggest fight. I agree, Moses Atuma should be on this card. I really like Moses Atuma, rate him a lot, but this should be earlier on in the card, not the third biggest fight on the card, not the second biggest undercard fight. Like, I mean, it's an interesting test for Atuma. He should probably run through Dempsey McKean. Atuma does deserve the shot, in my opinion. He's just a hot prospect, really, who, deserves a really big stage. I know I slagged off Johnny Fisher a minute ago, but, Moses Atuma is a proper hot prospect, sorry. But, it shouldn't be this high on the card. It just shows, how mediocre the whole card is, that this fight is higher. But again, Moses Atuma and Dempsey McKean, it's a good fight and should be on the card, but it should not bloody be this high on the card. No chance. It just shows how awful the card is and just how it's just being thrown together so uselessly. And it's just not good for the fans, in my opinion, this whole card. Like the fights below, Jesus Christ. Okay, next up we've got Serhiy Boashak versus Israel Madrimov. I think this is a great fight, to be fair. This should definitely be on the card. I think it's a great fight. Co-main event worthy? No. But it's a good fight. It's a great fight. I think it's a good competitive fight. I would have rather Virgil Ortiz and Israel Madrimov, but it's what it is. This is still a good one. It's an intriguing one. Two good overall boxers, in my opinion. I think Madrimov should win, but again, Boashak's good. I think this is a pretty intriguing fight, which definitely deserves to be on the card. But Madrimov had a really good performance against Terence Crawford last time out, so again, definitely deserves another opportunity on the big stage. Boashak had a good performance last time out against Virgil Ortiz as well. Get him on the big stage. It's a good competitive fight, in my opinion. So I'm glad that this one's on the card, but it shouldn't be co-main event. Should not be co-main event. Where is Joseph Parker? He was literally promised to get a big fight. Where is Joseph Parker? Where's Yang? Where is Virgil Ortiz? There's so many other possible fights that could be on this card. Honestly, I think it's just so disappointing, just a mediocre card. It's Alexander Usyk versus Tyson Fury, and you're putting out an undercard like this. Why? Yes, fights are competitive and decent, but they are not Saudi card worthy. As I said, Dennis McCann deserves a chance on a Saudi card, but against Peter McGrail, it's not a Saudi Arabia, kind of worthy fight. It's not. Isaac Lowley McGregor, good competitive fight, should not be on this card. Johnny Fisher, Dave Allen, what's it bloody doing there? Moses Atuma, Dempsey McKean, yes, it should be there. Too high up on the card. Serhiy Boashak versus Israel Madrimov. Great fight, but shouldn't be co-main event. It's all just done wrong, and it just seems like the whole thing's just being, put together in a massive rush. And, they just couldn't be asked going out and finding some other possible names to put on the show. Bring in some more Americans to it, in my opinion. That's what should happen. Bring in some more American names. Do some, Americans versus Brits or something like that. That's good. But, yeah, there's just not enough to it. Just too many dry personalities on the card as well. I don't know. It's just not great. It's just not good. You just look at this and you think, comparing it to other events, like there are many of us that kind of slagged off the Joshua Dubois card. The Joshua Dubois card is what was world class compared to this. People also kind of questioning the Fury and Garnu card. Like, that was class compared to this. Honestly, this is not a good card at all. It's just disrespectful to the fans, in my opinion. This card is not good at all. Not good at all. It's Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. What's this undercard? Anyway, thanks for watching this video, Kiels. I'll speak to you all in the next one.